Hi, boys and girls. We're back looking at the critical vocabulary for the story this week. And the story this week, again, is my diary from here to there. So we're going to look at the vocabulary word meanings again, and then I'm going to ask you some questions, and you are going to be deciding which vocabulary word you think would go in the sentence. So again, the words are burst. If you feel like you will burst, you feel great energy that you want to use up. The next word was opportunities. Again, this is a review. We've already talked about these this week. Opportunities. If you have opportunities, you have chances to make something good happen. The next word, number 3. The job of immigration workers is to make sure that people who come to live in a new country have followed the laws about moving. And the last 2 words are refugees. Refugees are people who must leave their countries because of war and other serious problems. The last word is amazing. If something is amazing, it is very surprising and wonderful. So now I'm going to give you a few things to think about. So I'm going to read a sentence, see if you can figure out how you would answer this. So looking at the definition of burst, the sentence I'm going to read to you is, and I want you to turn and talk about this with a friend. I thought I would burst when blank. What would you say to fill in the blank? I thought I would burst when. I'm going to give you a few minutes to talk about that with your friend. Our next word is opportunities. So I'm going to ask you the question, knowing the definition of opportunities, in school, you have many opportunities to blank. So think about the chances that you have to make something good happen. In school, you have many opportunities to blank. Number 3. Number 3 is the word immigration. Looking at the definition, the job of immigration workers is to make sure that people who come to live in a new country have followed the laws about moving. The sentence I'm going to give you is, immigration laws can blank. Immigration laws can. Think about what immigration laws can do. Next is the word refugees. Refugees are people who must leave their countries because of war or other serious problems. So the sentence I want you to think about is, we can help refugees by blank. What can we do to help refugees? People who must leave their homes because of war or other serious problems. And then the last word is amazing. If something is amazing, it is very surprising and wonderful. So the sentence I'm going to give you is, if you hear a singer whose voice is amazing, it is amazing because blank. Now, if you need to go back and discuss those a little further, just push the pause button after each word, and you can have a conversation about each of those words. And you could even write sentences to go along with these words if you would like to help you get a better understanding. Now, we're going to do another example of something with words, and we've done a little bit of this already this year too, and that's called multiple meaning words. Multiple meaning words, again, are words that are spelled the same sometimes, but they have more than one meaning, so you have to read the context around them. So context clues are within a sentence and a paragraph, and they can help you identify which meaning of the word is being used. So when you're answering a question about words that are the same, and you're not quite sure exactly which one they're trying to get you to understand, it's very important that you look at the sentence around the word to help you understand it. So examples number 1 and 2, the word is handle. Pull the handle and the door will open. Number 2, I have more chores than I can handle. Number 1, pull the handle and the door will open. Number 2, I have more chores than I can handle. Now those are definitely different definitions. And the way this sometimes will look in a testing situation or in just an understanding is you can't just say the word is handle. What does it mean? You have to look at what the sentence is being used around the word. So on the first one, pull the handle and open the door. That is a little attachment that is on a door that allows you to open and close it. Number 2, the word handle is totally different. I have more chores than I can handle. In that case, handle means what you're able to put up with and what you're able to deal with. So for this next one, you're going to talk about it and talk about this with a friend, a parent, or just think about it on your own. Number 3, the word is pound. And number 4, the word is pound. So when you read these, again, you have to look at, they sound exactly the same. They're spelled exactly the same. It's up to you to figure it out by taking the time to read the words around it. I'd like a pound of apples, please. Use a hammer to pound that nail. Both of those are examples of the word pound, but used in totally different ways. I'm going to give you a chance to talk about it. You can pause the recording to wait. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the answer of what pound is. Again, if I pause or I ask you to pause, it's smart sometimes just to push the pause button on your video so you can talk. Number 3, I'd like to pound a pound of apples, please. That would be a measure of weight. A pound of apples. So that is a weight. The next one is use a hammer to pound in that nail. That would be a verb, like to pound would be to beat on it or to hit it to make the nail go into the board. Those are examples of the 2 ways that pound is used. All right, moving on to our next lesson in today's lesson would be the anchor chart literary elements. Now, this should not, again, be new because you've done this in a previous module. Looking at the literary elements, this is in every story that you do. There are literary elements. There are characters in every story that you read. There is a setting in every story that you read. That's a narrative. And then there is a plot, which is your events, your sequence of events, the way things happened. The plot involves the conflict and the resolution. So looking at each of those, we have literary elements, which are characters, the people and the animals in the story. What do they say and think? What do they do? What do characters say and think about them? We've talked before about the setting. When and where does the story take place? The plot, there's normally a conflict, a main problem that a character faces. And then there's typically in a story, there will be a resolution, a way that that problem is solved. And remember, in resolution, you have the word solution hidden inside there. How the conflict or problem is solved is the solution, making the resolution. And then the last thing is the events, the things that happen in the story, which follow the plot. That is, it changes a character. How does it affect the mood of the character or the story? And how do the events work to build the plot? The rising action, the falling action. Where do those events take place? In your story that you're going to be reading, the one, My Diary, From Here to There, I want you to look back at your pages. So if you go into paragraphs 14 and 15 in the My Book, I want you to describe the events that add to the story's plot. How does paragraph 14 and 15 add to the story's plot? And when you look at 14 and 15, when you're reading that, you can look and you can recognize that the family is having a difficult journey to Mexicali. And then they celebrate with their family. The plot has a rise in action as they travel, and it hits a climax when they finally reach their family. So it's just building the story, just building it up. Then when you go back in, if you look at paragraph 21, now you've already read the story. So when you get to paragraph 21, go back into the story and look there again. What I'd like you to do is explain and think about how the moves impact the character, the main character, and her siblings. The main character is Amanda. How did the move impact them? So all the moves seem to make Amanda feel unsure about what's going to happen next. So she kind of has some mystery in her life, like she's not sure what's going to happen. But since the boys are acting out so much, I think the move is upsetting them also. Because sometimes when you don't like something or you're feeling frustrated, you might act out. Now, see if you can find any kind of details in your story to help you think through that, like how they might feel. So also, I want you to look back in the story, and I want you to find two places in the story where the historical and cultural setting is very important. Can you find anything that helps us understand the story better because of their culture? Any parts of the story? And why would their culture be important in the situation of moving like they are? And how did they feel when they got with their family? So just think about the rising action, the falling action, the conflict in the story. I'd like you to just talk through with your friend about who actually is the main character and then who are the minor characters along with her. Again, what is the setting of this story? What is the main conflict? And then what are the events? Could you map it out? Would you be able to map out a plot line of the rising action, the climax, and then the falling action? Those are some things to think about as you're reading back over your story. And maybe in your classroom, you'll get a chance to plot that out or talk it through with a friend, just to be sure that you understand each of those elements. Remember to look for the elements every time you read and recognize them. That way it'll make it easier and easier. Just like reading fluency, the more you read, the better you get. The more you do literary elements as you're reading, the better you will get at finding them. Have a great day and enjoy reading your story.